Good afternoon, welcome to Sports on Pulse. And today we're talking the Youth Commomwealth Games. We're building up to the championship, which is starting on the 18th of this month and will end on July 23. Well, Team Ghana will be there. We're taking some athletes to Bahamas, where the championship will be staged. And obviously, when it comes to youth games like this, we all hope to help get athletes that will definitely get some medals, as well as try and see in terms of their development how we can build these athletes going into future championships and looking probably maybe the Olympic Games, if we'll get some athletes from here to compete and compete well. And it wouldn't just be about always going to compete, but rather going in to get medals. And today we are privileged to have it as the chef de mission for the Team Ghana going for this Commonwealth Youth Games in Bahamas, in the person of Mr. Malco Afagino. So thanks so much for joining us on Pulse.
Thank you very much. The privilege is actually mine for the opportunity to be on this great show of yours, and also for the opportunity to be of service to Ghana.
Bahamas Commonwealth Youth Games, we're going to be there. Preparations, how have you gone with preparations?
It's been good so far. All the pieces are in place. All the usual banana peels have been taken care of. As we speak, the full complement of kit for the team is ready, and every member of the team will pick up their items today. As we speak, in terms of travel preparations, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, led by the Honorable Siama, has very generously underwritten the cost of air tickets. So air tickets are being sorted out as we speak. In terms of visas have been taken care of. We are waiting on the British High Commission, who again have been very kind and open, and we are waiting for transit visas. And so all the pieces are in place. Per diems taken care of. Every member of the team would have that before they leave. And so we are pretty comfortable. We're trying to introduce a number of innovations for the members of the team who would want cards instead of cash. Would also make sure that that arrangement is in place for them. And so this is going to be, in terms of preparation, very much unlike the narratives that we sometimes hear in the past. And we think that once we take care of the back end, we free the athletes to operate in an environment where performance is possible and where excellence becomes the norm. Because that's one of the reasons why it's so important, it's so useful for we to expose very young, budding, potentially elite athletes to the best in the world. And if we are going to take them in the best in the world, that means that in terms of basic preparation, it must also be of the best quality. And so that's what we strive towards. And thankfully, with the support of the Honorable Minister, the President of the GOC, who's worked very tirelessly on this one, and also with the committee that worked on this, I mean, we've gotten to the stage where we can say with confidence that we are ready for Bahamas come this weekend.
How many athletes are we taking to Bahamas?
So we're taking 13 athletes from 7 different disciplines of great opportunity, and this would include swimming, and then we have lawn tennis, we have judo, we have boxing, we have cycling, we have athletics as usual, and we also have beach volley. So that adds up to the 7 different disciplines. Now, of the 7 disciplines, we have 6 coaches going with them. And then we have a medical person, and then we have the management team of 3 supporting the delegation.
Now, we've talked about preparations, which obviously we've noted that we've prepared very well. In terms of what we anticipate, are we looking at just going to participate and come back, or we're hopeful of winning some medals?
We need to be very clear about what stage of development we are. I mean, I believe that we would all very much want to win medals now. Our primary focus is to grow these athletes into elite athletes. And so if they win medals now, it's a bonus for me. My key thing is to see a clear transformational leap in their performances. Is to see a hunger for excellence. Is to come back and come back with a different mind shift and mindset. That is what I want to say in my star athletes that I'm taking to Bahamas. I want it to be the case that 3 years after Bahamas, I have people who've passed through this opportunity and who are winning medals at all African Games, who are able to take it to the Commomwealth Games proper, who in 4-8 years' time are competing very well at the level of the Olympics. I'll take that any day that I'm going to win laurels here. Because if we focus on medals now, we lose the bigger picture. The bigger picture is to make these young ones dream and operate at a level of excellence. And that is why we are going to go to Bahamas. We are going to go to Bahamas to build in them a hunger, a thirst to be an elite athlete of the highest caliber. And that comes from today. It might not give us medals immediately. We'll love medals. We'll take that bonus. But remember, it is the bonus. The primary reason we are going is to come back with a very clear shift in terms of their worldview around who they are and what they can do and why they need to do that for Mother Ghana.
This is not the first time we're going for such championship. Previous times we've heard stories about how athletes were not kids well, they were not given the best of treatment, and yet still they had to go and compete. As Chef de Mission, can you tell us that you've done everything right, that going to Bahamas we'll not hear stories about how athletes were not fed well in terms of their kids and other things were not well taken care of?
That is a narrative we have to change. And that's why at the front end now, we already have every kit. I mean, as you can see just behind us, we have customized labeled bags for everybody. Everybody doing their trip, every single item you need is here. They'll be tried out. We'll make sure if there are adjustments, they are taken care of immediately before we leave. And then once we get there, in terms of preparation, we have a strong arrangement in place. And we also have a couple of fallbacks to ensure that this is a flawless execution. We don't want the usual stories. We want the story this time to be that of athletes who went, who got into a system, who came back inspired, and who started delivering and performing at levels of excellence that will bring laurels to this country. So we are very clear about what we're going to do, and we have done what we need to do here. It's not enough, it's just the beginning. We'll make sure that other pieces are properly laid up, and we'll make sure that once our allies get there, they don't have to focus on any logistical or administrative issue. They only concentrate on delivering where it matters most.
Finally, are we still open to asking for support, or we've closed our doors?
It's huge. I mean, seeing as this is just the developmental stage, and seeing as the GOC has a program that involves competitions at various levels, it's very important that corporate Ghana takes advantage of this platform. It's a huge platform. It's a huge opportunity. And together, we can bring about a renaissance. We can re-energize and re-galvanize athletics. We can re-galvanize table tennis, we can re-galvanize lawn tennis, we can re-galvanize all the different sporting disciplines. We have 7 disciplines going. If you're associated with one, you are immediately put on a pedestal where 70 countries get to watch you, where you are seen by, I mean, literally millions and millions of people. And also where you are committed to the dreams and aspirations of a lot of Ghanaians who would see that you are part of the positive wave that is blowing through sports in Ghana today.
So that was Mr. Marco Afajino. He's chef de mission for Team Ghana for this year's Commonwealth Youth Games, which will be held in Bahamas. My name is Benedict Owusu. Thanks so much for your company. Definitely we'll bring you more in our subsequent sports bulletins. But if you want to get more sports news, you just have to make your way to the My Joy Online Sports page. And all you have to do is, as always, follow us on our various social media platforms. When you get on Twitter, you can get us at Joy Sports GH. On Facebook, it's at Joy Sports. Have a wonderful afternoon.